Welcome to Fool's Key Tarot. I'm Ben, and this is a daily reading for Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. I've been enjoying the past, present, future framework for these readings instead of the general 3-card readings. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments, but for today, I'll still use past, present, and future for this daily reading. So first, the past is the Queen of Cups. This can be introspection. It can be sharing of thoughts and feelings or moods and impressions with other people. In the present, we have the Two of Cups, another Cups card. This one is more focused on partnerships and medicine and mutual benefits between people who have come together, usually as equals. And in the future now, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. So this can indicate sour grapes or a disappointment that was going to be something satisfying that didn't come to fruition. It can also be a broken engagement or a canceled party or plan. So let's go in chronological order. Going back to the past, I think that you shared your emotions with some other people and were maybe more open than usual about something. And because this is a daily reading, this past card probably relates to the last few days, but it could be something further in the past that is going to resurface today or become highly relevant today for some reason. So if this doesn't sound like something that's happened to you recently, then think farther back to a time when you may have shared more than you expected to, and it probably felt good to open up and to connect with other people. It's always a little bit scary to be vulnerable and to expose your inner thinking and deepest feelings, but at the same time, it's exhilarating. And often other people are more in tune with what you're thinking than you realize. They might have similar thoughts deep down, and when you have the courage to share what you are feeling or thinking, then other people might surprise you if they agree or have their own interpretation that is also adding to the situation and worth considering. So I think that foreshadowing today's reading is a time where you were very open and shared your thoughts and feelings with somebody more than you typically do. It could be one other person or a larger group that you shared with. And I think that it wasn't just you sharing with others, it came back to you as well. It was very much a mutual thing with everybody opening up and being more forthright than they usually are, but more about their feelings and emotions and moods as opposed to exposing specific pieces of information like a secret. There could be a secret coming to light with this card or being shared, but this card would have more to do with the way that makes you feel rather than the actual piece of information itself. So coming to the present, I see an equal partnership, two people who have come together again to share things with each other. And so that connects to the Queen of Cups. So perhaps when you were more open and exposed your inner thinking or inner thoughts to other people, you found a kindred spirit. Somebody else is thinking similarly to you, or they might have a complementary thought or feeling in the sense that opposites attract. Maybe it's not that they share the same thought or feeling as you, but that they recognize in you, because of your openness and because of what you shared about yourself, they realize that there's something in you that they are attracted to or want to be around or want to learn more about. Maybe they realized that there's more going on and they wanted to dig deeper. So if this Queen of Cups openness and period of sharing connects to a group of people, then I think that there is probably one individual in that group who later came forward and you connected with on an even more personal level. And it's thanks to that time where you shared more than you might normally have that this person was able to find you and you were able to make this connection. So something really good came out of this. Now, this may have already only been with a single person, in which case it's probably the same person now who is sort of paying you back for the openness or the vulnerability that you showed before, not necessarily in a transactional way. In fact, I think specifically not in a transactional way, but rather something good is coming from what you did in the past. When you were open about your thoughts and feelings, it was a scary thing to do, and you weren't sure how people would react, but somebody, at least one other person, was intrigued by what they learned, and now you are connecting with them in a way that you wouldn't have been able to do if you had not been so honest in the past. So, due to your past honesty or vulnerability, you've created a new partnership with somebody, or an old partnership has a new layer of seeing each other more clearly. Maybe there's a friend or a family member or even a partner that you were able to access a new level of trust and openness with each other thanks to your prior honesty. And this is a mutual thing. It's not that one of you is sharing with the other or one of you now trusts the other. Whatever is happening here, it's a two-directional thing. You're coming to each other as equals. So if you were the one doing a lot of sharing before, I said that some of that was probably reflected back at you, but whoever is being singled out here, they might today, or as a consequence of that past honesty, they might open up to you about something that they wouldn't have otherwise, but they know it's safe to do so because you opened up. And they know what you're thinking and feeling because of that openness, and therefore they have the confidence to share what they're thinking with you, and they know that it's going to be received well, not just because of your honesty in the past, but specifically because of your mindset and your feelings. They have some reason to think that it will be received well, and it is. You two connect and share with each other your feelings or your moods or your thoughts, and this brings your relationship to another level. Unfortunately, though, in the future, the Four of Wands reversed indicates some kind of disappointment or thing that you had planned that doesn't happen. So I think that you had plans with this person previously made, and now that you are more honest with each other and see each other more clearly, you have to alter or change that plan. And from the outside, it might look like a problem or a disruption, but really it's just being more true to your partnership and to who you are. So as an example, if this was an engagement, which is certainly evoked here with both the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups being cards that have to do with partnerships that often have to do with marriage. Now, his reading is not necessarily about a romantic relationship. It can be a family, it can be a platonic relationship. But as an example of what I mean here, perhaps there was an engagement that was planned, and even maybe the ceremony was already planned out. And when the partners were finally more honest with each other, maybe one of them opened up in the past, and then that coaxes the other one to then come forward and be honest as well. And the partners come to a new realization, maybe that they're not ready for that marriage ceremony yet, or there's a different path they want to take. And I don't see that as being a breakup, but there's a lot of reasons why you might postpone or alter marriage plans or even just plans to be engaged. And again, this doesn't have to be about marriage or even a romantic partnership at all, but I'm seeing that there's something in the future that you had planned on, or maybe just that one of you had hoped on or figured would happen. And now that you have a new understanding with each other, you postpone it, you change it, you cancel it. But really, this is for the best. If going back to the engagement example, if the partners realize that it's too soon and they're not ready yet, it's a good thing to call off the wedding and put it off and have that ceremony and make that commitment when both people are ready. And from the outside, maybe it looks like there's a problem if they cancel the wedding or postpone it. But really, it's just the partners being more true to themselves and more honest with themselves and doing what they need to do for each other. And so whatever this disappointment or cancellation is in the future, I think it's something that might look bad from the outside, but really is best for everyone involved. And the reason that the people involved know that and can achieve that is because of this honesty and openness and balance that they achieve in their relationship. And that might mean that future plans change, but they will change for the better, not for the worse. And what matters most is what they think and what's best for them, not what other people think from the outside. And going back to the past, all of this is triggered by somebody opening up first. It could even be somebody who's not in the relationship, but it could be if it is a partnership, it could be a friend or somebody outside the partnership. If it's a group, it could be somebody who's not even in the group, who is remarkably open and honest and just gets the conversation going. And maybe this causes the people in the group or in the partnership to realize that they aren't being as open or honest as they thought, or it just gives them the initiative that they needed to open up. It could even be something like watching a movie or a TV show where the characters are really honest with each other and share their deeper feelings, and you realize that you don't have that in a current relationship, whether that's a platonic or family or romantic, whatever it is. You realize that you want to emulate that in your relationship, and so you do that too, and you are met with the same thing, with whether it's a partner or a group. That energy is reflected back to you, but somebody has to take the first step. And either somebody already took that step in the past, or something in the past gave the momentum for this to happen, or put the idea in your head. And so this honesty is definitely a good thing, and it definitely is met with a similar level of honesty, as opposed to the other people in the group or the other person in the partnership shutting down and not returning the favor. But it is going to require something in the future, some plan or commitment in the future to be changed or altered or possibly even canceled. But you need to have the courage to do this if it's what's best for the people involved. And don't worry about what people think in the broader society, because eventually it will be time to celebrate something or to have some kind of plan come to fruition. And when that time comes, the people who are really going to celebrate with you will show up and not worry about the past. And for the people who were bothered by this cancellation or change, they probably really didn't have your best interests in mind anyways. And so you cannot live your life to try to please those people. You need to try to do what's best for the people who are in your immediate surroundings and who are most directly affected by whatever this future plan or event is that needs to change. So be ready for some honesty and be ready to have to change some of your plans, but it is all for the best, and it is going to require openness and honesty, but that will be met with more of the same instead of being met with someone shutting down or not honoring your feelings, which is always the scary part about opening up. But the cards are saying, find someone you trust and open up to them, because you will be rewarded, even if it means that there will be change. So if you enjoyed this reading, then subscribe to see more. And if you'd like to learn about tarot cards or try some of my online guided readings, then head on over to foolskey.com where you can check that out. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.